Welcome, Raptors. This is Binarai, also known as Paul Mills. Here for another Raptoreum AMA on the 26th of November 2023. We are doing this an hour earlier just to help Piggy out with the kids and to make sure we can get all these questions answered. We've got a lot of questions today to get through. And there's more coming in as well, so yeah, let's hope we can get them all in. How you doing, Zed? How you doing, Falcon? Hey, Hunter! And we have the legendary Mancini. Nice to have you, bro. Don't forget, guys, be sure to join our Discord. Link is at the top right of the stream. That is discord.gg/Raptoreum. Be sure to follow us at Instagram, at Threads, and at X. That is at Raptoreum. Yeah, we're an hour early, guys. I mean, what do you think about this time? Is it any better? Yeah, it's much better for Mancini. Big thanks to Infraction Audio for the tunes. Also a big shout out to Dominic. Hopefully we're going to get some new tunes from Dominic soon. Yeah, thanks, Falcon. We do this every month, every last Sunday of every month. We sent out an anonymous form and we're going to answer every single question on that form in as much depth as we can. It's Jamadi's. Absolute legend. Just about another 10 minutes now, guys, and we'll get started with the AMA. Not sure who's going to be on. But I'm pretty sure Piggy's going to be on. Looks like we've got so many questions. Probably not going to have enough time for the weekly. I think I better send some RTM to Stacey. Almost forgot. Usually do a bit of rain in the stream party chat, so if you hang around there, you might collect a bit of Raptoreum. Almost there now, guys. Can you hear me? No, you can't, can you? Okay, guys, we are an hour early for this AMA as pre-planned. We've decided to do it an hour early just to help Piggy out with the kids to school and things like that. So yeah.
This is basically, we won't be doing it at that time any longer in DST. Not if I'm participating. Anyway.
Yeah, welcome everyone to the Raptoreum AMA on the 26th of November 2023. It's nice to have you all here. I would say thanks for waiting around, but I don't think anyone's had to wait around because they expected it to be an hour later.
Which is all right.
Yeah, it's all right.
Yeah.
So I suppose we'll just get started. Are you awake, Piggy? Are you good?
Sort of. Getting there.
Okay, Alejandro, how are you?
Very well, guys. Thank you.
Yeah.
I was just a little up. It was a time, and now I just see the call and say, "Oh, this is a new time now." No, but it's okay. We are fine. I was here waiting anyway.
Oh, yeah. We've got that many.
Everything is fine here.
We've got that many questions, Alejandro. That I'm not going to do the weekly update. I'm just going to go through these questions. So, if you like, Alejandro, you could give us an update now on the Spanish community and things like that, if you like.
Yeah.
Yes, we are fine on the community. A lot of people asking things. They are mining again. Raptor.net are doing great with the numbers and the mining. People getting payout and more than that, people is asking what about Talon wallet. There is something on the Twitter talking about some kind of wallet on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
And they are asking a lot about. I didn't know too much, but I will. I'm sure I get this information this week. I've been all the week busy, and today I'm here. So this week that is coming, I'm sure I can answer them. They are asking about that Talon wallet.
Well,
and that's it.
Well, we're doing an AMA, so I'm sure people are going to ask questions about it. Yeah. Thanks for that, Alejandro. And it's nice that you're with us on the call. And okay, so I'll just start. I'll just start with the questions. First question is, why Piggy work EVM chain?
Oh yeah, very simple. I have a day job. I work for something called Artera as a day job, and that's really it. It was that, or go and teach and waste 3 hours a day driving back and forth to work. This is easier.
Okay. Next question is, who pump RTM?
Community, new people. I'd like to think that what we're doing here at Raptoreum is inspiring enough to have people do that.
Yeah, for sure.
I believe we're a nice new coin with a great community, and people like that. Is dump soon? That's an interesting one.
I don't know. We don't know. We're just focused on building the project, releasing assets, and everything else that comes along with it. We don't know if there's a dump soon or a pump soon or whenever. That's for you. That's for you guys to decide.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does Binarai will go to Crypto's event this year too? If yes, bring condom. Don't want but get infected.
Okay. Well, I've already told Baguette if we hit 1 cent, I will go to Cryptalk, sir. But if you're going to have times like that with Baguette, you should really supply your own condom. You know what I mean?
I think that's what they're suggesting.
What they're suggesting that I need one.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know.
Not
I mean,
quite sure what they mean by that.
He said, I don't want to get Ab getting infected, so that's why I thought that he was going to be participating in the act.
Ooh, that sounds a bit suspect. But anyway.
Will the assets be released before the Bitcoin halving happens?
They'll be released when we're ready to release them. We're currently working on a more graceful forking mechanism that also respects the BLS consensus that runs on the nodes. So in a way, we're expanding BIP 9. If everything runs 100% smoothly, they should be out in January. If it doesn't run 100% smoothly, it's obviously going to take a little bit longer, which is what it is, but it's what's needed to make it all work out. What exactly is the Talon wallet, Paul?
Okay. I thought it was super important that our assets release had the ability to be used like EVM chains. Most blockchain users in the space are accustomed to the way that works already, as the majority have used them or held tokens in this manner, such as on the popular wallet, which is known as MetaMask. The issue was that in the world of UTXO chains, such as Bitcoin and Raptoreum, there wasn't a browser or extension-based solution in this regard, which meant that the Ethereum-based chains have got an edge in the assets and tokens world of blockchain. Well, not anymore. Mancini, if you're watching, you are a legend. I had an initial discussion with Scherm, and we both decided it was needed for the success of not only Raptoreum, but UTXO DeFi as a whole moving forward for the blockchain space. I put an initial team together of 5 people who I thought were capable and also would be up for the challenge. It did take some convincing because it's just literally try and build this for nothing sort of thing, you know. And Mancini has sort of led that with me now, and he's been absolutely fantastic. We're now at a stage where I'm getting excited about it, and I think one thing to note is Talent is not just a wallet. It will be the underlying glue that connects marketplaces and websites to the Raptoreum blockchain. Just like MetaMask does for EVM chains, Talon is a bunch of other things too, which I'll be leaking like a fine mist over over a period of time. Yeah. Hope that explains what it is. Next one is Go 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 Raptoreum.
Moon.
Moon, yeah.
Big moon.
How you doing, Scherm?
Good.
Bigly moon.
Yeah, we're a bit early, Scherm.
Hey, man.
Sorry about
Dan wants to come over on the call.
that. Who does?
Dan.
Oh, Dan.
Yeah. Should we invite him?
You can if you want. Just add him to the group if you want.
Okay.
But we're not here for a chili challenge. I mean,
Yeah.
Hold on.
Uh,
Let's see if I can.
When Talon leaks.
I mean, me and Mancini have agreed to send out leaks drip by drip every few days. It's important to the talent team that we do this properly and with quality. We don't want anyone at our Discord yet. Neither do we want any opinions until our testing stage starts. Too many cooks spoil the broth, and right now the broth is lukewarm.
Yeah.
Next one is
Good stuff.
oh, how you doing, Dan?
Oh, really good.
Hey.
Really good.
Good to have you on, Dan. Yeah.
Next question is
I don't.
how often do you eat ramen? That's from Delgon. Piggy, I'll let you answer that.
Oh, right. Once or twice a week, but the good Korean stuff or the Japanese ones, not the crappy ones we normally get here. But yeah. When moon?
That's always asked. When assets, when moon,
Yeah.
when exchange.
Once you have sold the bottom, that's when moon. We did have one for Charlie, but Charlie's not here. I said he's right at dinner with the Horde apparently. Can we have some other or newer game server, Call of Duty, Counter-Strike 2? We've already said on the last stream, the last AMA stream, we're open to any of that. The issue we've got is the management of it. We can set the servers up. We've got the infrastructure for that. Choose your game. We'll set the servers up. We'll work with you to do it. We'll even open a channel up for you so you can run it from there. But you would need to run it yourself. So we are open to doing that.
On it.
Next one, Piggy. Approximately how long before assets layer goes live?
And stage 1 should be going up and out very early next year if the new forking mechanism tests work out smoothly. So we'll see. We need to have a slightly more graceful way of basically turning it on than what we have at the moment. So we don't go breaking
The chain.
No. Chain will be fine, but the chain lock consensus. So we all of a sudden have a hole in our 51% attack protection. That wouldn't be nice.
Would be good now.
Yeah.
Okay. What is the status of advertising assets capabilities?
What? We're still working on the test net. Once we have everything down, we're going to start additional testing with everyone. So, I mean, I suppose advertising asset capabilities has more or less already started. But once we've got everything ready to roll, Talon wallet ready, marketplaces ready, etc., for demoing first, then that's where we're going to go first. Paul, when are you going to make another rap song?
When I get a spare hour or so. I've just been busy with projects and things like that recently. More important things than making rap songs, but I will do another one soon.
Okay.
The next one's for Charlie. How is the game coming along? Any small progresses?
And coming along, any...
Are you cutting out, Piggy? I think we've lost Piggy. We lost everyone?
No. I think
I'm still here, mate. Don't worry. I know I'm
Yeah,
still
Discord's being a little
in the
funky.
Raptoreum area. Yep.
Discord being messed up, mate. Yeah, so the question for Charlie, how is the game coming along? Any small progresses? Piggy, do you want to answer that one, mate?
Yeah, world building is starting, so it'll be fun to see everything starting to come to life. Lore, classes, maps, etc. Yeah.
Awesome.
How do you deal with a world focused on short-term price of something?
Well, we don't. We just generally ignore it and we carry on as we always have. We are doing what we love doing, and that will never change. There was actually a guy on Twitter earlier calling Rug and saying the community was milking the project because his bag went down 9%. And after a community member probably sold a few nodes or something like that, which they're in the right mind to do. Literally making his emotions public, which are fixated on his short-term price. An hour later, the Raptoreum price went back to where it was before he became alarmist. So this is an example of why we ignore the haters and just carry on. None of this matters. What matters to us is what we're building. It's just as simple as that.
And basically, to all of the people out there who get hysterical like that, please dump your bags and fuck off. We don't need you.
Yeah, exactly. What do you say to that, Dan?
Yeah, fuck the haters. They're a bunch of losers. RTM to the moon.
Not financial advice. Do your own research and all that good stuff.
Yep.
Okay. Next one is, can you tell us how you got into crypto and to work on the Raptoreum project? Piggy, do you want to start with that? This could go on for a while.
God, this is a bit of a long story, but
it is a long one,
yeah.
We got time now, right?
Yeah, I suppose.
I mean, yeah, we've got a bit more time than we'd otherwise have.
Yeah,
That's not
A
quite
ton of questions today.
first.
Right?
I mean, what got me into crypto was I was working a lot with peer-to-peer tech, DHT, LimeWire, Kazaa, torrents, all that kind of stuff, and just sort of slowly transitioned from one to the other. There was in the early days, there was a huge crossover between these two communities, and it just kind of happened, really. The mining side of it was, for me, unlocking Nokia phones. So I had rigs, etc., sitting there that I just transitioned, and it went a bit out of control from there. So yeah.
Are you done with that? There's more to that, surely. There's a lot more.
There is a lot more to it. I mean, if we go back before that,
No, what about after that? You've stopped at phone unlocking?
No. Phone unlocking was what got me into mining.
Oh, right.
Into the mining side of things.
Yeah, but there was things that happened after that as well to get to the Raptoreum project,
Oh, yeah. But that's that's a long story. I was reasonably active on Bitcoin Talk. I got involved with helping to launch BTC China. I ran their support thread on Bitcoin Talk, as well as early on exchange support. They were basically, up until 2017, one of the largest exchanges globally. Where did we get from there? From there, slowly drifted into running bots. And in 2014, when Mt. Gox came along, I got absolutely wrecked on Mt. Gox collapsing. Went literally overnight from shopping for a nice beach house to, oh shit, I need another teaching job. Then got involved very peripherally with Ravencoin once I'd fired everything back up again, gotten what was left of the mining farm back up and running, and that was where I met Charlie. We got into some talk about how the ideal way of doing things would be some kind of combination of the approaches taken by EVM chains and the whole protocol level assets thing being developed on Ravencoin and by Counterparty. Counterparty were, how do I explain it? Were something similar, but not quite the same. Also, the Omni layer. These are things that ran on top of Bitcoin. The Omni layer was where you would have had your very first tether, if you're old enough to remember that, in the space. And yeah, that was how I ended up working on RTM.
Awesome. I think the chat are asking, who is Dan? Dan, who are you?
I'm a miner, I guess, to begin with. Also, I'm a part of Yeti Audits, and I do other work within the crypto space. Yeah, I guess that's who I am.
That's very vague. It's very vague, but it'll do for now. It'll do for now.
I'm also a trader too. Yes, there we go.
Guys, he's a lot more than a trader. He is just putting himself down by a lot. He's done a lot of funny stuff in the space over the last few months, but we won't get into that right now. But anyway, the way I got into crypto and Raptoreum, I was originally in Forex. People used to copy my trades, and I was also part of building communities within the Forex, because we had to separate communities into groups. And after a few years of doing that, we had Bitcoin, which was added to our broker account, and we were trading Bitcoins. So we built some communities around the trading of Bitcoins, bearing in mind at the time it was between like $50 and $200. So we were trading like hundreds of Bitcoins. And then from that, there was a lot more projects that started to enter the space. And we started to build more communities around those projects within our circle. And it was doing really well. And then from that, I thought, well, we're doing all right at this, I'm going to start my own blockchain company and just do that rather than the Forex. So I started a company called The Core, and we worked with a lot of coins directly, built their official communities, did really well, worked with some absolute shit coins, worked with some absolute gems as well, so learned a lot along the way. And during the end of my stint with running Core, we had a scout go out and came back to me, have you seen this project Raptoreum? I was like, no, you know, it's just gone on Bitcoin Talk, check it out. I didn't even go to Bitcoin Talk, I just literally liked the name of it, and I went straight to the Telegram, learned all about it as much as I could, and messaged Charlie and Piggy. Piggy initially ignored me for about 2 weeks, but Charlie didn't. Maybe Piggy thought I was a spammer or something. Maybe I was spamming. But I was
generally ignore Telegram most of the time.
But I messaged Charlie and I was like, I've got to work on this project. I've got to work on this project, and I just kept, you know, I showed what I'd done before, what experience I'd got, and then eventually he said, "All right then, let's go." So that was that, and just worked really hard building all the communities and things, and here I am now. I closed my marketing company in 21, so now I'm just literally focused on Raptoreum. So that's that really. Scherm, can you hear me? Oh, Sherm's not with us. Alejandro, how did you get into crypto and onto Raptoreum?
I was always looking for some new opportunities to try to do something else different. My whole life working for a salary and all the time have problems with the things I have to buy for my house or my family all the time. So I get some Ethereum and some Bitcoin long time ago, and I sell them. At first I buy them, of course, good price, and then I sell them. I make some money, and then everything gets very difficult to me, and I say, well, this is not a good thing, because you never go so high. You will never be able to have millions of these coins. It's very difficult now. So I start looking for small projects, and I saw a guy on the YouTube have a video about Raptoreum, and since I see I can have chances of making a lot of mining and getting a lot of millions of coins, well, not a lot, a couple of millions of coins, I just get in love with Raptoreum, and that's it. And I'm here. I'm always looking for new chances and opportunities, but I think that Raptoreum have a lot of potential, and I like that. I like that because I have coins. I will not sell them. I use the rewards, I get them, and then the rewards I can sell them on the future or wherever. I just accumulating now. And since I know Raptoreum, I start building the Spanish community, a small group of people, and we are still a small group of people, but we are working for the project. I think Raptoreum will get in a beautiful place on the top 100 best coins if the community work together, if the community do what they have to do, because we are a decentralized project. So I'm trying to give the community an example to do the same every day, give a little bit of time to the community, because that's the only way we're going to grow up. Even if we have a good technology that we already have, yes, ghostwriter algorithm, all you guys working very hard on assets and everything, but the example to be a community, it have to be done, and that's one why I'm here with you guys. I'm trying to be an example for the Spanish community. that we have to work together and be for the project. Just be there for the project, which is important.
Awesome stuff. I suppose Dan, you can answer as well.
Raptoreum has built an absolutely incredible community. There are a ton of crypto projects, and if you look around, you go on Discord and you go see how many people are involved in them and how many people actually involve themselves in the community. It's tough because you go online and you see who's actually involved in them daily, and it's the numbers are very much nil. Raptoreum, on the other hand, they have killed it. They have built an absolutely incredible community, and it's a fun community too. You should get involved. If you're not involved, you should get involved. It's the best. They're good guys. Yeah. They know what they're doing. And seriously, get involved if you're not, because honestly, you're missing out.
Yeah, I mean, we're also not afraid to laugh at ourselves.
Sure.
All right, finally, Scherm, and then we can get past this question. Scherm, how did you get into blockchain and Raptoreum?
How did I get into blockchain? Well, originally, obviously, I got in with the ETH boom. I was a little late to the crypto space, but so I started mining ETH, mining XMR, started following Rabbit mining. Learned about Raptoreum from him, joined the community, and learned about the project, and never left. The community was awesome. The project's awesome. I like what they're trying to build, and just stuck around trying to help out as much as I could.
Fantastic. Thanks, Shem. All right. Finally, we're on to the next question. Will you attract investment to develop the project, Piggy?
We won't say no. I mean, provided it's reasonable in terms of terms, etc., we wouldn't say no. And that's all I've got to say about that at the moment.
Okay. Market cap with its consumer-centric emphasis on price and profit doesn't align with Raptoreum's purpose. Can you please expand on this? I think we've already answered that, haven't we? With the top
we've kind of answered that. I mean, we're not really driven by the here and now of the price, but more the development, and that's what we're focused on, and how we keep moving forward. So,
okay,
yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah. The next one is, hello, I extend my gratitude for your dedicated work and the valuable opportunity to engage with you. As a follower of the project for the past 2 years, I'm particularly interested in its investment potential. From an investment standpoint, I would like to understand why RTM presents a compelling investment opportunity for 2024. What is the scope of the ambitions you have for it, and how they are being translated into tangible actions?
Well, we don't really give financial advice, but from a technical perspective, we've got assets coming out. We've got transaction decoupling for scalability coming out. We've got futures already out. We've got a new marketplace on the way for NFTs and tokens. We've got a new web-based wallet, Talon, on the way. Web-based or browser extension. It's not really web-based in the web wallet sense. So quite a bit of stuff going on. Yeah.
Okay. By what benchmarks should we gauge RTM by compared to other blockchains?
Attack vectors compared to tokens on an EVM chain, for example. Tokens on RTM are going to be extremely secure in comparison. It's been the focus, the clear focus the whole way through. It's also why we will be doing contracts the way we will be doing contracts instead of just copying Solidity. Let's see what's next. How has the Ghost Rider technology and the Dash code fork improved the security and functionalities of Raptoreum compared to other cryptocurrencies? Well, I think I'll answer that one as well. We've got miners securing the network, and then we have smart nodes making 51% attacks. Very difficult to do in a meaningful way. Combined with a large number of miners based on Ghost Rider and it being a bit more egalitarian in terms of participation than, say, basic mineable coins or FPGA mineable coins. We've sort of got that whole boost of people can participate without needing a ton of anything in order to participate, which adds to security both from numbers and from basically the number of nodes performing the additional consensus functions we have from the Dash code fork. I think that more or less sums it up.
Okay, given Raptoreum's compatibility with smart contracts, can you provide specific examples of use cases and how they might impact cryptocurrency adoption? Well, I mean, smart contracts, the term smart contracts is a broad thing. I mean, smart contracts are just simply programs stored on a blockchain that run when predetermined conditions are met. Typically used to automate the execution of an agreement so that all participants can be certain of the outcome without any intermediaries or time loss or involvement. So in this regard, I suppose it opens doors to automations in transactability, which can be used in many instances, such as like node tracking, like with inodes or something like that, payment issuance based on rules, or farming, like if it was a tracking produce scenario, and what was grown or looked after reached a certain threshold that was stored on chain, then it could activate a smart contract to I don't know, buy more food for the animal or buy more food for the plants or water the plants. Everything can be activated via a smart contract fully automatically. So it's literally endless, really. But those are some stupid loose examples. Okay. How does the Owling reward reduction system address issues associated with hyperinflation, and what long-term benefits does it offer compared to the traditional halving model?
I mean, the Bitcoin halving model kind of produces hype cycles every 4 years, which tend to detrimentally affect anybody trying to use a blockchain for business because of the volatility it induces. So in that sense, the gradual reduction roughly every month is a better way of tackling the whole reduction issue, since it doesn't induce volatility in the same manner, but actually does reduce emissions considerably over time if you look at it over a slightly longer time frame. And I mean, we've seen chains that end up needing to add tail emissions after just a short term of operation because they haven't thought far enough ahead. We want to think far enough ahead to ensure that anybody who does business on chain has a reasonable expectation of stability. And we've got additional things coming for that later on in conjunction with contracts. We may be offering something along the lines of gas fee subscriptions for interacting with contracts, but we'll have to see about its implementability once we're done with developing all the features we want to develop. Yeah. How do smart nodes contribute to network security, especially in protecting against double spending attacks and executing smart contracts? Well, every time there's a transaction on the network, a group of nodes will sign that transaction as being good. That means any future blocks must include the outputs from that transaction set in order to be valid on the network. That's the main function of the double spend protection, the chain locked. You can still 51% attack RTM, but the only thing you'll get out of it is you can change the block reward of the last block, which at most is 5,000 RTM and currently somewhat less than that. So in terms of smart contracts, they provide the computational power needed for executing them. And that's it, really. Yeah. How are smart nodes integrated into smart contract execution, and what role do they play in expanding Raptoreum's functionality? I kind of just answered that.
Yeah, I mean, contracts will be on the smart node layer, unlike other chains where the contracts are within the block, which can congest the chain. In terms of improving our functionalities, we are allowing contracts to be programmed in languages such as Java and Python, which are the world's most popular programming languages. We believe this not only promotes inclusiveness, but allows traditional companies and projects coded in those languages to easily transition their current operations to the Raptoreum blockchain, utilizing the upcoming vendor platform that is being developed. Okay, the next question is, how does the integration with Apache Spark strengthen Raptoreum's ability for smart contract and decentralized application development? Piggy?
Well, Apache Spark is literally what all the large companies on the internet run at the moment for stuff that needs to function globally. So it should help us basically just fit right in instead of trying to run some virtual machine of our own. Twitter runs on Apache Spark. Quite a few of the other large global apps run on Apache Spark. So yeah. Given the smart nodes reward structure, how does Raptoreum expect investors and operators to benefit in the long term, and what factors may affect return on investment?
I mean, let's not forget that rewards increase based on assets creation which includes the minting and the issuance, and also futures transactions. So if like a run of NFTs was staggered over time, you would earn from that as well. That's both the miners and the smart nodes. Yes, additional smart nodes on the network mitigate the overall reward that you would get, but with these added features and our overall upcoming ecosystem, we believe it can be quite lucrative for both miners and smart node holders alike. So, you know, it's a balancing act, and if we prove successful with the assets layer, then you're all going to gain from it, no matter how the smart nodes grow. I mean, the smart nodes can only grow so fast, and if assets does really well, then everyone's going to benefit from it. I forgot to mention, obviously, there's only so much emission to go around. That's why the smart node rewards go down as more nodes go on the network. Question for Piggy. In the context of smart contracts, how does the Raptoreum platform differentiate itself by supporting 4 major programming languages compared to Ethereum and limitation to Solidity?
We've kind of answered that already quite a few times. Solidity isn't really yet a fully developed language, and in terms of global developer availability, we're talking about less than 1% of the global developer pool. So our model, where we open up to Java and Python, we're all of a sudden open to contracts developed by potentially 60, 70% of the global developer pool. So that means it's much easier to build and develop for RTM. And long term, that should definitely be a solid strength and something we can leverage into additional growth. What specific features of Raptoreum do you believe could drive widespread adoption compared to other cryptocurrencies?
I think what Piggy's just mentioned is a good feature, because it allows anyone to basically build anything on chain. It doesn't matter where you're from, what business you're involved in. We're going to have a language where you'll be able to utilize Raptoreum. I also think innovating in UTXO, which we are doing hugely, by the way, will interrupt the space and make people realize that there is another option, and a much more secure one, without copying Ethereum over and over again, as we've seen in the space for a long time now, and then getting exploited in the process and then wishing they hadn't. So yeah,
Vitalik has been out and talking about UTXO sets and singing UTXO sets praises, which is...
Well, they were originally going to utilize UTXO, weren't they? Back in the day, a long time ago.
No, they were originally going to insert themselves into op return on
Bitcoin. Yeah, that's what I mean.
But yeah.
Okay. Hold on. With a focus on inclusion and accessibility, how do you plan on making Raptoreum appealing to people with different levels of technical skills and geographical locations? I suppose I'll answer that one as well. We're working on a vendor platform that makes adding businesses and with traceability extremely easily. The Talon wallet that my team is building is the easiest UTXO wallet in the world. Also, for power users, it does have an advanced switch as well. In terms of geographical locations and outreach, we've got a vast team dotted all around the world, with our social media going out into multiple languages, and we have full intentions of keeping on growing that team and hitting more people, not literally. Next one for Piggy. How are the octatrice cycle and gradual reward reduction designed to maintain miner participation over time? I think that's another one we've done already.
Yeah, we've kind of answered that already. I mean, it doesn't give the miners the slap in the face that the traditional Bitcoin halving does. So there's added incentive to just keep on mining slow and steady, really.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, if there's no major steps without price movement, then the miners are not going to get hit with lower rewards. Because if there's no price movement and it has a major step, then the miners are not going to mine it because the rewards have just halved and the project hasn't doubled. So that's the risk.
Your security goes out the window.
Yeah.
How do you believe decentralization contributes to the long-term sustainability of the project? Well, I'll answer that one. People are people. People want to do business. Everybody's sick and tired of politics at the moment. So properly decentralized projects that don't really care about borders and regulations to any major extent is how people can be people, come together, do business, and not really worry too much about the more political side of life, really.
What are the most exciting use cases that Raptoreum envisions for its smart contracts and decentralized applications? So that's just a repeat question. We've answered that already. Well, I wouldn't say my farming use cases was an exciting example, but I think the iNodes one was all right.
Hot sauce.
Yeah, Dan knows all about that.
Hey. Yes, let's go. Keep going with the hot sauce.
Yeah, traceability for hot sauce. I mean, we've also been looking at working with, it's not quite as sexy as it sounds, but a citrine mine.
Sounds very sexy.
It's a gemstone, but probably the cheapest of all the semi-precious stones that still meet the definition for being semi-precious. They could basically include engravings of addresses or QR codes into non-transparent corners of larger crystals to include GIA certificates and other things to go with them. There's a whole slew of possibilities, really. But yeah.
Okay. How do you?
Oh.
You can ask it if you want to be bothered.
How do you plan to address common challenges associated with the scalability of decentralized applications? That's very easy. Apache Spark and transaction decoupling. So instead of everything getting stuck into the same chain, different components of the overall project are going to run on their own chains, essentially, that will just notarize on the main chain. In a world where centralization often threatens the integrity of cryptocurrencies, how does Raptoreum ensure that its platform remains truly decentralized and resistant to external influences, be they governmental or corporate?
I suppose.
You want to take that one, Paul?
Yeah, I'll do it, mate. It's quite simple, really, because the network cannot be stopped. It's literally unstoppable. Even if a nuke went off and the internet died, all it would need would be one computer running a node, and it's still operational. You'd still be able to transact. So
we would need a bit more than one computer running a node, but
well,
yeah.
You probably wouldn't
But,
have.
but I mean, the RTM chain is simple enough that, in theory, you could broadcast all transactions over ham radio instead. You could go over ham radio, you could go over all kinds of alternative means and methods of communication. You could bounce stuff off near Earth orbit satellite. There are many, many, many options. But yeah.
Can I do it over Wi-Fi? I know Dan likes that.
I mean, as long as it's not the helium network, I think we can have a talk.
Yeah.
Hashtag rubbed.
Yeah. Given the growing concerns about the control of large companies over emerging technologies, can you share how Raptoreum intends to resist any attempts at acquisition or undue influence by corporate elites, ensuring that you won't yield to, for example, figures like Bill Gates, as OpenAI did, and will remain autonomous and powered by the community?
I mean, it's just a rewording of another question. I mean, the same applies to this question to the last answer. It's a decentralized chain where anyone can contribute, and nobody can stop it.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, OpenAI was centralized.
Yeah, but I mean, also you've seen examples of some people in the space attempting to get projects to go seek heil to the ESG agenda. I remember personally not participating in that when that was proposed not too long ago at a conference I attended. But yeah. In a context where states seek greater control over financial transactions, how does Raptoreum empower individuals to take control of their assets and privacy? And what are the specific mechanisms to employ this?
Where are we?
Well, it basically comes down to everyone owning their own private keys, and we've always been very privacy friendly, and we may, once we're done developing contracts, be looking at implementing some of the currently cutting edge technology in the space, which by then should be proven enough for us to consider implementing it. Yeah. So, Paul, considering the importance of financial freedom in an interconnected world, how do you envision Raptoreum contributing to the creation of a more equitable and accessible global financial system, eliminating the barriers imposed by centralized systems?
Well, I suppose you can break it down into a few points. For the Raptoreum project, the first is decentralization. blockchain tech and naturally Raptoreum's decentralized nature removes the need for a central authority to control financial transactions. This can reduce the risk of censorship and the interference from centralized entities. Then another thing to think about is accessibility. So Raptoreum could provide financial services to people who are unbanked or the underbanked, where they don't have enough, giving them access to a global economy. Users will only need an internet connection to participate. You could look at the fees side of things as well. So like traditional financial systems often involve intermediaries. That can lead to transaction fees. Raptoreum could reduce those fees or eliminate them altogether, making the transactions cost effective, especially for things like cross-border transactions being a decentralized chain. I suppose as well you could look at the security side of things as well, because Raptoreum uses cryptographic techniques and distributed ledger technology. That enhances the security, reducing the risk of fraud, and also unauthorized access to financial assets and instruments and things like that. We're lightly private as well, so we could talk about privacy. We've got features such as mixing, allowing users greater control over their financial transactions. I suppose that's important in regions where privacy is a concern, where there's a lot of surveillance on your transactions and things.
I mean, it's no different really from basically saying that if you go and purchase something with your credit or debit card, the shop you're purchasing it from shouldn't have access to your max balance on your debit card, shouldn't have access to your max purchase limit on your credit card or anything even remotely along those lines. That's none of their business. They should just be able to verify the individual transaction taking place.
Yeah. Dan, are you still away? We've got the community asking if you're taking a nap.
Oh, can't hear you.
Oh, sorry. I was pressing the wrong button. Yep. Nope. Tons of questions.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out good answers to all of them. Don't worry.
Yeah, we're nearly done with this, mate. Another point you could talk about is smart contracts. Smart contracts are self-executing contracts with the terms directly in the code. So Raptoreum can automate and enforce agreements, again reducing the need for intermediaries. And accessibility on a global scale is another one I can think of. RTM operates on a global scale, and it provides access to services for anyone with an internet connection, and that can break down geographical barriers and enable more equitable participation in a future financial system. Hope that answers your question. Next one for Piggy. Within the framework of blockchain technology as a catalyst for social change, what is Raptoreum's vision for using its platform in initiatives that positively impact humanity, such as financial inclusion in disadvantaged regions or resistance to censorship in authoritarian environments?
I mean, if we want to focus on those hardcore use cases, inclusion in disadvantaged regions, we can definitely do now. We don't have requirements for nodes or even wallets to need massive amounts of bandwidth to run, ridiculous amounts of storage space, etc. A perfectly normal bargain basement PC will run an RTM node for quite some time into the future. Resistance to censorship can be done in many different ways, provided we're not uploading code somewhere where these authoritarian regimes have access to censoring people for how and when we upload code, etc. We can just continue doing so and give a big middle finger to whoever is crying about it.
Yeah.
Apart from that, some of the privacy features we're looking at potentially adding after contracts would also help greatly with resistance to censorship in authoritarian environments, because it's people's money. It's not somebody else's money. It's not some bloody state's money. It's basically people's money. Anyway, the lack of transparency has been a persistent issue in financial systems. Can Raptoreum highlight how its platform radically addresses this problem, providing unprecedented levels of transparency in all financial transactions and operations?
Dirty? Do you want to answer that, Dirty?
Huh? What was the question?
Was you listening to the Lord Piggy? Come on.
Yeah, that was a pretty long question.
Can Raptoreum highlight how its platform radically addresses this problem, providing unprecedented levels of transparency in all financial transactions and operations?
But I mean, it's
Well-
kind of the same as with Bitcoin. There's a fully transparent ledger,
Yeah.
which may at some point in time become slightly less transparent if too much censorship comes about.
In a world where politics and economics often go hand in hand, how does Raptoreum see its role in strengthening political resistance through decentralization, ensuring that economic decisions are not manipulated by political agendas? This
is by keeping everything 100% merit-based. Things only get included in the project if they merit inclusion. We don't do ESG. We don't do woke bullshit. We don't pander to different ways of doing things. If there's merit, sound logical merit for why something should be in the project, we will try our damnedest to include it. But somebody's feelings or opinions about something don't really matter. If there is no logic in it, fuck off. Centralization often stifles innovation. How does Raptoreum plan to unleash creative potential by democratizing access to financial resources, allowing new ideas to flourish without restrictions imposed by centralized entities?
I mean, these questions, are these AI questions or what?
I don't know.
Okay.
I'm
Well-
starting to suspect that somebody's been chat GPTing up a stream and fed them directly into that
Yeah,
form.
it seems like that, doesn't it? All right, I'm going to try and answer it the best I can. So, centralized styles, how does the Raptoreum plan to indeed creative potential by democratizing access to financial resources, allowing you... Right, okay, yeah. So, there are many ways by building the tools that we have spoken about previously. People can build services in a decentralized environment, such as the following ways. I suppose I'm going to break this down again. You could start off with something like decentralized funding. Users could implement mechanisms for decentralized funding, where Raptoreum community members can propose and vote on projects to receive funding, eliminating the need for centralized approval, and allowing for a broader range of ideas. Another thing you could think about is tokenizing and crowdfunding, which is a little bit more progressive than the last point. I mean, RTM Tech can enable the creation of tokens. As we know, it's coming out, everyone's seen it. And that represents ownership or participation in a project, just like the projects on Ethereum and other coins, This can facilitate crowdfunding as well by allowing individuals to contribute to the projects that they find interesting that have been building on Raptoreum. Another point that I've talked about previously as well is smart contracts. The use of Raptoreum smart contracts allows for the creation of self-executing agreements with programmable conditions. It literally spans across all chains, the same thing. But it can automate aspects of funding and project development on chain if we do go that route in the future. Highly unlikely as well, though, because we're going with the BIP route. But that can reduce the reliance on intermediaries and enable more direct and I suppose efficient interactions. Accessibility. We can provide access to financial resources on a global scale. We can reduce the barriers to entry as well. We are literally we are catering for a more diverse set of individuals by distributing the network in the way we are planning. You can innovate on the Raptoreum network permissionless, so you can literally participate without requiring anyone's approval to do anything. I believe that sort of environment sparks a lot more innovation than a controlled sort of traditional environment in the sense as we know it now in the world, in the way companies operate.
I mean, one of the things we have been looking at, it is going to be 100% permissionless, but the network is going to reject some of the more malicious things that could go on with it. That's one of the things we're working with Yeti on, is getting a service in that basically looks at tokens, and if they have IPFS data attached to them, if that's some form of overflow or underflow attack, that this will just be rejected by the network, or a large, very loud, very public warning will be blared out across the community. I think we're initially going to go with the option of having the large and loud warning blared out across the community.
I think
rather
that
than
lines up very
actually
well with
censoring.
the Yeti ethos.
Yeah. Which is why we're working on it, and it should be good to, get that up and running.
Yeah, I think one more
Yeah.
point.
One more question before we go public. Yeah?
I was going to say one more
go ahead,
point.
go ahead.
You could talk about community governance as well. That's another thing regarding the same question, because it was quite an in-depth question. I just want to get one more point in. That is like,
Right.
people could build and implement like governance models on their tokens and also on the chain, depending on how they want to, build their tools and things like that. Which could be like a decision-making process, allowing decisions related to project development, like funding allocation and protocol upgrades as well. So that's another thing.
To touch on the democracy part, if the team feels like, let's say the price of the coin goes to like $1 or something, $100 to mint an asset or to do a futures transaction is going to be unreasonable. The team will actually lower the transaction cost so that we're not kicking people off the network.
Yeah. Absolutely. And I mean, that's been one of, we've got to have a little bit of centralization with the decentralization to maintain some sanity.
Well, centralization is just a set of rules. The network is fully decentralized, and it's the same with all networks. You've got a set of rules. You can only do so much on a network, and that's so much. If you're classing that as centralization, then
you need your head examined.
Then you need your head examining. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
In an environment where power often corrupts, how will Raptoreum ensure that its platform remains unyielding to corruption and becomes a beacon of hope for those seeking a genuine alternative free from manipulations?
Well, you got BigPiggy there, so.
We're not in the religion business. But I mean, by just basically being as egalitarian as we possibly can be.
Yeah.
And that's it, really.
Okay.
So, well, that was quite a list of questions today.
Well, 4 more have come in, Piggy. Do you want to try and get through them, or shall we just?
Yeah.
All right.
Let's get through them as well.
All right. I've just got them here, so I'll just ask them now. Decentralization is often seen as an act of defiance. How does Raptoreum plan to take this challenge to the next level? Not just as a technological choice, but as a movement that sparks fundamental questions about the legitimacy of centralized institutions. I mean,
I've never been shy of saying fuck the government. I've been saying that loud and public for 20, no, almost 30 plus years now. So fuck the government and their centralization bullshit.
Okay, hope that answers your question, bro. When smart contract launch, why is the price of Zephyr soaring even though they use the Raptoreum algorithm? I don't think they do they?
Zephyr is not using the Raptoreum algorithm.
They're on Random X. Yeah.
They're on Random X. To me, Zephyr just looks like a rebrand of Haven. Like Haven failed, and then you got Zephyr. Everything's the same. So that's what it is to me. Next one is: are you planning to engage a third-party market maker?
No, not at the moment. Possibly at some point later in time, but no, not at the moment.
Okay, next question is: I haven't seen in any blockchain technology that contracts can be made from blocks of conditions simply by setting them with the mouse. Are you planning something similar? Made from blocks of conditions.
I think he means
like an easy way to do smart contracts.
No programming smart contracts, like basically
stencil based contracts. Yeah,
scratch programming or something like that.
I mean, Charlie's talked about that for quite a while now, and
it
Vendor
would
marketplace, right?
only be a very few, very select functions that could be added to that very slowly over time, if one of the core developers were willing to support something like that.
yeah. Okay, guys, that is the end of all the questions. If anyone's got any questions for us in the stream party chat, or any questions for Dan, if he's still with us.
Oh, I'm with you, baby.
You look like you were asleep for a while there.
I have so many questions to answer. Don't worry.
Yeah, no stress.
Oh, we got a question from 30.
When is Dan going to eat some peppers on stream?
What peppers would you like him to eat? That's the first question I have.
Got them all.
Your choice, I guess. One of each.
What? I have 9 of the 10 hottest in the world in the fridge already, baby. Don't worry. Whoever wants me to eat them. You know what? I'll eat whatever you want, but you have to donate $500 to Raptoreum for each pepper I eat.
That's a good deal.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah. Oh.
We need a fundraiser.
There's the fundraiser. It's gonna be terrible. I'll eat them though. I'm not worried about it.
Yeah, I think you're used to them now, aren't you, bro?
Sort of.
Soka's saying, and Talon talk about it. We've already talked about it. I'm not talking about Talon anymore. It's still kind of under wraps, and me and Mancini would like to keep it that way. But it is cool.
It's awesome.
Someone is saying that I may have been body snatched.
Body snatched.
Me. I did that. It was me.
No. If I'm on somebody else's stream, I'm not going to try to get them demonetized or in trouble. I can be civilized. On our own stream, it doesn't really matter.
Okay.
So.
Izorin is asking, any exchanges on the horizon?
Well, potentially yes and no. It depends. We're in new talks with a very interesting exchange, and let's see how it goes.
HNS is asking, have we addressed who Dan is? I might have missed that. Dan, who are you?
I'm a horse. No, that's a joke. No, I'm a minor VC investor. I do lots of fun stuff in crypto. Just reach out to me personally. We'll talk.
There you go, HNS. There's an invite. Ali Card is asking, it will be needed 1 more month on testnet? Question mark.
I mean, that depends a little bit on when we get this forking mechanism finished. Once we've got it finished and it's tested out as being smooth, we will fairly quickly after that put it on mainnet.
Okay. Ali Card is saying, I knew it. He is rich. That's you, Dan.
Yep. I'm poor. I am very poor. Okay.
Extremely poor. Yeah.
Piggy has made me to what I am. There we go.
Okay.
It's CEO hating.
Yeah.
I think you're being trolled, Paul.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm
Yeah.
just checking for questions on YouTube. Let's have a look, see what we got. I love your early AMA. All right, we'll do them from now on then at this time. Makes it more EU friendly. Why did the price pump for RTM? I think we've already answered
People
that.
want it.
People want it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is
Very
it
simple.
is it because of Zeph mining and profit switching pools? I mean, Raptoreum Ocean did help the situation, but I don't think they were pulling.
Yeah.
Raptor Ash to the moon. Everyone else get fucked.
I mean, they did
they
did a fair chunk of it,
Yeah.
but
But not all.
it's most definitely not just Zeph hashing. There's been quite a bit of stuff going on over there. It's done a fair chunk, but we've also seen a decent amount of fresh interest come into the project.
A lot of new faces.
Yeah.
Alvidas is asking about Tangent Wallet. I have applied for Tangent Wallet. Recommendation from Rapid Mining. Got me in contact with the guys over there. So, you know, I've applied for it. We'll see what happens. If they add us, they add us. It'd be nice if we can get on there.
No.
Alexander Fleener saying I use Atera.
It's a good company.
I don't think it's the same as that's Atera. I don't think he thinks. I think he thinks it's the same thing.
Where is that?
It's on the YouTube. The YouTube channel.
Ah.
Kandra's asking when smart contract launch.
Smart contract launch is still quite some way off.
Radic is asking, guys, how time your need for listing in OKX? If you want to list us on OKX, go ahead.
Yeah. They're not particularly listing new projects at the moment.
Kandra's also saying yes, Ghost Rider's the best algo for CPU right now.
GPUs also make a good amount right now too. On Ghost Rider.
Which GPUs are the best, Dirty, for Ghost Rider?
Whatever you have.
Whatever you have. Fair enough.
3030, back at it again.
I mean, it makes more than Intel's, so it's a step up, I guess.
I feel insulted.
Okay, Radic is saying RTM now is not profit miners, but now very interesting from investment.
I mean, it's still profitable because it all depends on your logic rate, though.
Yeah.
Staking depends on the hardware you're running.
That as well.
Staking RTM now is good if mining is not profit. Again, the same applies, I suppose.
Alucard is asking, can we do anything to prevent Bitmain X5 mining Ghost Rider? Yeah. There is pretty much no chance of it fitting onto current X5 architecture. X5 is, how do I put it? It's another type of chip, and it comes with quite a few limitations on it, similar to what FPGAs have in some ways, in other ways not. fitting the GR instruction set on there will be difficult, to put it mildly. I mean, I suppose it could be done if you added several additional memory modules to the control boards on them. But that would require a hardware upgrade on their end.
And then all we could do is just change the rotation of the algorithms.
Yeah, and break them.
Break it.
Oh, it wouldn't. We would have to implement some of the protocols we've had in reserve for when we start seeing FPGAs or similar on the network, where we start changing the memory size of the different components of the algorithm, where a CPU or GPU will just keep right on chugging along, but a lot more hardware implementations will go poof.
That's a more complicated way of saying the same thing, I think.
No, it's not.
It's not.
No, because
if you're changing the algorithms on the rotation, then that's that, isn't it?
Or is there more to it?
That would imply adding new ones in, etc. No, we don't need to fork if X5s show up on the network, which they won't, not without a large set of hardware mods.
Okay. Has anyone got any more questions for us? Scherm, do you want to give us an update on the community at the Discord?
Sure. I mean, community is good. I mean, a lot of new faces. I think everybody's excited to when Assets comes out and what that's going to do for the project. I think everybody's loving the new bot that Dramarty's made, the Raptoreum bot, for tracking their wallets and smart nodes. That's been running great. And obviously, he's got the new Explorer summary updating in the Discord every 2 minutes, so you can see what's going on with the network at all times. Also, I think everybody's excited to see the new Talon leak that you put out the other day and learning more about that. But obviously, we can't discuss too much about that. But I think everybody's
Paul
excited
leaked
more
it.
about
It was
that.
Paul.
Couldn't help myself. I was so excited.
I know. I'm surprised you waited this long.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, so obviously excited to see more about that. And yeah.
Anyway, yeah.
What's up?
I've got to do a runner. I've got to go take the kids to school.
Okay.
So have fun and enjoy finishing up the stream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Catch you later, Spiggy.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Nice chatting.
See you,
mate.
Biggie.
Okay, Dirty Miner, what is going on in the world of shitcoins?
What's going on? What's going on? There's not much going on, really.
He's full of information, this guy, you know. He's the king of shitcoins. Hasn't got a clue. Come on, Dirty.
Well, I do, but...
You're working on Raptoreum Ocean. What is going on in the world of shitcoins? Come on, you know it. What's going on?
30, where are you at? Come on.
Yeah,
That's what it is.
I almost did, but I got to keep that one under wraps for a little bit. But in terms of Raptor hash, yeah, we're clearing about 400 to 600,000 RTM per day.
Nice.
So node every couple days. We're getting off the exchanges. We gotta counteract all the dumping that Vipin's doing.
Do you think he is? Because it seems to me like every time it dumps, he's always right in the marketing channel saying it first. You know, he who smelt it dealt it. You know what I mean?
So,
yeah.
Base over what 15 for 2 weeks. He's going to lower his fees. That's
Yeah,
it.
basically.
Yeah.
He said triple dog area or something.
Yeah.
So we'll see if on day 12 he dumps a couple million.
Keep fees up.
Yeah, but in terms of the profit for the pool, GR Profit Switch and Zephyr have been kind of trading blows. So the increase in hash rate and the decrease in price in Zephyr doesn't really make a difference. We're still getting a good amount of RTM off the exchanges from just the Profit Switch alone. Port 6900 for those that don't know.
Awesome
Other than
stuff.
that, it's been pretty quiet week.
RTM's been doing all right though.
Yeah.
Yep.
See
the upper trend developing now.
Yeah. I think it went up like 80% in the month or something.
Yeah, pretty good. Dan, have you got any RTM?
I have enough. We'll say.
We got a couple.
Have you been purchasing over the last 2 weeks?
I know nothing about it. Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
Yeah, it's all Dan. It's all Dan.
I completely support RTM, which is the funniest part. Is that no, I can't say anything about it, but yes, I do. I do support RTM completely.
All right. Okay. Okay, I think that just about wraps it up for our AMA. Dan, have you got any final words for the community? I'll let them finish with you.
Why do they keep asking me?
No, they're not asking you anything. I'm asking you. Final words for the community.
Okay.
You can
Final
finish
words
it.
for you. Buy fucking RTM. Stop being nerds. Get it together. Let's go. RTM's going to the moon. It's very simple. They got a good team. They got good guys behind it. I don't know why they let me hang out with them. They're incredible guys. Buy RTM. Hold RTM. Rich as fuck. Simple.
So Dan, I'm not sure if you know, we have there's a channel set up for degen bets. If RTM hits a certain price, is there anything you want to put on there?
Yes. If you don't buy RTM, you're a dick. Simple.
No. It's if RTM hits a certain price. So like, if RTM hits $1, you'll do something.
No. RTM community. If you'd like to gamble on the price of RTM, I will gamble with you. Well, against you, actually. To be fair. So, reach out. We got it. I know Edwin is poking a bear here. Yeah, look at him smile over there. What a tough guy.
All right.
Anyways.
Yeah, listen to Dan. Not financial advice. Do your own research, but listen to Dan. Yeah.
All that good stuff. Listen to Dan.
Buy RTM. Get rich. Let's go to the moon, boys.
Cheers, guys. Thanks for joining us for the AMA. We'll be back on the last Sunday of every month, as usual, for another AMA. We will be back next week for a Crypto Smith stream. Don't forget to like and subscribe on this YouTube channel, and also follow us at Raptoreum. That is at Twitter, at Threads, and at Instagram. Let's fucking go.
Let's go.
Let's fucking go.
Let's go.
Cheers.